How good is coffee? How good is coffee? Scale of 1 to 10, 1,000,000. Right guys, talking about hand depth today. Talking about hand depth and shallowing the golf club and the matchups it takes for everyone to obtain the same delivery position. I see so many people getting this wrong, and it's something that I think if people just simply understood matchups of hand path back into impact, essentially you could pretty much self-diagnose a map of the game of golf by knowing this. So essentially this is a guide to fix your game. Right, let's take a look. Right, matchups and hand path. Really simple ideas based upon hand depth. Now, if I set myself up at address and we use this whopping great big black line that I've ignored for the first couple of minutes to represent depth. Now, my hands have started ahead or in front of this black line. Now, as I turn, even if I turned from a vertical point, as I turn, at some point, my hands will work behind, okay? As has the golf club. The golf club's gone from in front of me to behind me. That's depth. Okay, anything behind this line is known as depth. Now, at some point in a really neutral golf swing, something will work behind me. That could be very simply hip depth. It could be right shoulder depth. It could be club depth. It could be hand depth. It could be anything. Essentially, all you've done there is divide the body up into two sides, in front and behind. Now, where this matches up for us today as a conversation, what do the world's best players do? Well, they deliver the golf club into the golf ball with efficiency. Now, in order to do that, they see the club head and handle line up fairly effectively. They might have different degrees of club face angle, but effectively they're going to see lead hand and golf club in plane and on line. They might even see a touch inside, the club head touch inside the golf club, touch inside the handle. But essentially this is lined up, and importantly it's back out in front of this aid. So it does not matter what you're doing in your golf swing, as long as you can deliver it back out in front of that black line, you're going to be able to trap the golf ball and you're going to deliver it fairly neutrally. Now, how does that work for you? Well, matchups. Let's say you're Johnny Flatboy and you've got the world's flattest backswing. Flat just means more depth than somebody else. So let's say I go up to the top of the backswing now and I've got the world's flattest golf swing. So depth has happened, the club head has gone behind me as an example. So have my hands. And at the top of the backswing I'll see a really sort of flat backswing, a lot of hand depth. And the golf club is miles behind this black line. Now, in order to get my golf club back out in front of me, remember this is where I'm trying to get to. As a player, doesn't matter who I am, I'm trying to get back to here. Well, if I've got the golf club way over here, it would be silly for me to listen to stuff about delaying the golf club behind me, working the golf club in a bit of a squat motion. My most important thing is that I get this golf club back out in front of me. Now, before we go any further, let's talk about the 3 things that you need to know in order to start mapping your own matchup. Real simple. From the top of the backswing, the golf club can either work down, 45, cross, or vertical, diagonal, horizontal. Yes, there's some places in between, but essentially that's it. If I had a super flat backswing, the last thing I'd want to do is work a vertical from the top hand path in transition before I start to work across this line. Essentially what you're going to see there is the separation between handle and club head, flip fill, hard hooks, snappers, gone. You would want to work a pattern where you didn't delay hand path. You'd want to get it back out as quickly as you can, to cross this line as quickly as you can, because if you delay it, you're going to be dead. Likewise, let's say you had limited to no hand depth at the top of the backswing. You're sort of super picked up, right? Let's say that you stand pretty close to it and you just sort of pick it up. Well, for you to work your hand path back out in front of you too early, essentially the same feel as Mr. Flat, you are going to be super steep. The golf club's going to work across the arc, mega, super slight, super fats, trappy, pulls, no good. Essentially for you, you want to create more hand depth or more vertical in your downswing. So let's say I'm sort of super picky uppy, barely creating any hand depth, maybe just about on it. I almost want to feel like my hands are working behind me for a longer period of time, more verticals, more down, before I work out. Because I'm trying to match it up, I'm trying to get it in the same position. So hand depth and the direction in which your hands direct into the golf ball is literally based upon you as a player. So for me, if I use myself as an example, I'm pretty stock in my golf swing. I see a slightly laid off position at the top of the backswing by design, by shortening my golf swing, and I create a certain amount of hand depth, not mega hand depth, pretty neutral with hand depth. My hands work behind this line. Now if I just sit and turn, I'm pretty shallow. I see the golf club pretty shallow, one more frame of turn, bang, everything tends to line up. I know from my side of things that I can absolutely, because I fall in that middle, I can absolutely have days where I go up to the top of the backswing, get a bit quick in transition, golf club gets a little bit steep. I can also get a little bit delayed and the golf club get a little bit stuck. So for me, I'm only ever just checking hand path, how much vertical or horizontal, when I say that, are my hands tracking in transition. As long as your matchup, as long as you're looking at this position, and I say position with the loosest tense of the word, because this is essentially delivery. The golf swing is now over. I can strike the golf ball from there with no issues. That is going to be no problem. So just check your hand path. When and how you move across and break through this line, in terms of hand path, it doesn't matter if you look like this or you look like that. Have a think about when you need to work through this line in order to match up your delivery. I've probably lost everybody there. Definitely lost everybody, and that was the second take as well. So I'm going to leave it there. Right, hopefully that helps at least somebody. Hand path, and making it individual for you. One of them. I just don't think anybody really understands it, and it's massive. It's literally massive, and it's a beautiful day. Right, I've ignored it. The garden is a bomb site, but I have walls up. I have 4 walls on my unit. Don't have a roof yet, but I have 4 walls. Right, let's take a little look around. Oh my beard. Oh my beard. That is a... Yeah, never mind. We have walls. Look at that, we have walls. So, effectively, yeah, being roofed this weekend, and we're getting there. I know it looks like a bit of a monstrosity, and the garden is a bomb site, but essentially, the building shell is up. So, obviously, still plenty to go out. Still plenty to go out. The boys haven't quite finished roofing. I think it's getting rubbered on Monday. We're going to run some spots, dropping down, so hopefully on the bifolds whenever they turn up. But yeah, I think essentially we've got the shell. Now, obviously it's been floored and all the rest of it yet. It's got to be leveled, a couple of layers of flooring, and obviously insulated and electrics and so on. But yeah, we are, for the most part, getting there. Now, obviously, the boys have still got their work stuff in here, so it's still very much crowded, but it does feel pretty awesome. And it does feel pretty awesome to know this is at home. Now, in terms of height, people have asked how high these things need to be. I'm 6'2". If you know me, you know that that's true. I'm actually more like 5'9", something like that. It's pretty tall, okay? It's pretty tall, and I'll definitely run a few ideas with you all based upon electrics and setting up your home simulators, just so that well, we can help each other really, because I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm sort of being told this, so I think I'll document it for you guys. I'm still not sure how it's all going to work, but yeah, we have a structure, we have a home unit. Ideal. That is, you might as well be honest, don't you? Might as well be honest, that is the reality. This is where the hard cables are going to go in next week, and then obviously this is all being redone anyway, but yeah, that's the reality. Right guys, thanks for watching. Any questions at all, any questions, any queries, bang it down in the comments box. Any videos you would like me to cover, any topics you're confused on, again, put it in the comments box. Like, share, subscribe, bell icon. That really do me a favour. Thanks guys, stay at home if you're in the UK. 1 more month to go till golf's back. golf's back nearly soon. Until next time, speak to you soon. At the cabin, at the cabin. I do, that's mine. I want to go, that's mine.